Good morning, my front wheel skids. The morning after. Pill. Do I need it? No, probably do need a pill. That's a little bit of a deep dive part 2. So when you read all the games we've lost this in the Premiership and shit, where does it leave? Ange. Well, you can answer that in one sentence. It leaves the manager in a very precarious position. He's got the double P's now, hasn't he? I did say to a lot of people, private chat and stuff, that I think if he has this shit run February, here you go. But I think I was basing that on Levy not giving him a good transfer window in January. A couple more losses. Because I do feel that you can read on X and social media that see, this is the way I look at it as well sometimes, that Levy brought in Ange knowing damn well what he was like, and so is he a yes man because Levy brought him in, but Levy's brought in every manager, and all this yes man crap has only started happening since Conte said no, not having it. So the opposite of no is yes. But this stance that we've got in Tottenham, the blame game, everyone blaming everyone else. On X yesterday, it was the fans. First they criticised other fans in their posts for all the ange in people, F you. For all the levy in people, F you. It all starts like that, the toxic crap. And it's all you fans at the fault for the mediocrity and all this crap. I don't think none of you're right, girl.
Yeah, can I go next door?
Who said?
Love. Kids around there too.
I don't care if kids around there too. Sorry, boys and girls. I don't care if kids around there too. Ask your mother.
Okay.
If she says yes, then I'll say yes. At least this is a democracy in this house. Toxicity. I think all the social media and it does feed back to a certain member in Tottenham who reads all these posts, and you know, they've all got their press departments where you got researchers and stuff, and they all get fed back, and well, let's hope they listen to some of the sensible ones and not the toxic blame game ones and the toxic, or not even toxic, the non-positive fans, because the failure of Ange isn't Ange's failure. It's the players and the transfer windows and the players he's picked. Now, and if it is the truth and he's picked all these players, which I don't think is the truth, I think he gets given a set number of players, 1 to 10, or not even that, 1 to 5, and if you can't get number 1, we go down the list, or you can get number 2. Well, if you can't get number 2, we can get number 3. I think that's the way the game's played now with Tottenham and the data-driven football. A terrible way to play, because if you can't get number 1, we've got to settle for number 3. If we can't get number 2, we've got to settle for number 5. I don't think football should be played that way. If Ange wants a certain person in the squad, we need to buy that certain person. right? So in that respect, he must have been lying in his press conferences early on, saying all these transfers were his own, right? Or is this just the ange people telling us he wanted these players and to have faith and all that? Mate, it gets really complicated, and it's got overcomplicated, all this crap. When in reality, I said in a video yesterday, we've overrated our players. These players cannot cope. You can see it with anybody, can see it with your own eyes. They can't cope. The youngsters are coping better than some of these bigger name players. And, you know, you've got to say as you see it. Your dog is lazy. Sarr is lazy. Sonny is off the ball and now he's lukewarm. Brendan Johnson's on. They all need service and they all need a different. It does need tweaking. This system does need tweaking. Because all what's going to happen is it's going to be injury after injury after injury. We're going to get our defenders back for another month, 3 games, and then one's going to go out again. And look at it. It's all coming true. What you can physically see that the games are so overrun. We're running so much. We're not, like, we should have been a team that was hard to play against in the first place. If we had all these injuries out, then make us hard to play against. If we've got a shit squad to play with, make us hard to play against instead of the eye line. You know, instead of dropping points, at least we could have gained a point. And then when they're back, you know, we could make up ground. That's the easiest thing to fucking do. But oh no, we've had to play. And what? Do you know what? And another thing, Povo. Right? Everyone loves him. I loved him when he played for Spain. He played quite well. But a player who plays 3 or 4 great games and then goes off the boil, considerably off the boil, isn't a great player. He's a mediocre player. A player who scores 6 goals in 6 games is a promising player. But he needs promising people around him. He needs to be nurtured. If he can do that, he needs to be nurtured. Old Brennan Johnson. Solanke, for all the pressing he does, the end product, you know, he's like a reliable old Volkswagen, isn't he? Not the GTI model. He's just one below that. You know, he needs to be a bit more selfish. Sonny needs to be a bit more unselfish, because a couple of times he could have passed the ball this Nottingham Forest game. He's quick enough to still pass the ball quick, but oh no, he had to think. When you think in football, it's over. It's over. Someone's next year. Someone's pressing you. So it's over. We've not got enough. We haven't got any quick thinkers up there. Solanke might be a quick thinker, but he's so unselfish and keeps on pressing and pressing and pressing. We're playing very similar up front to how Kane was playing, with that person pressing in the middle. And it didn't work then, did it? You know, when we needed someone up front, Kane was pressing, but at least Kane knocked him in. Kane took those chances and knocked him in. Mate, the midfield needs to be sorted proper. That midfield, you know, they say defence begins up front. I'm sorry, I don't believe half of that bullshit. I believe our defenders should have the foresight to even if they are playing the eye line to fucking think to themselves, fuck you, Ange, I'm adapting here, I'm adapting. But they're not adapting, they're being told what to do in this robotic stance, and it's boring now. It's totally, absolutely boring. All the moans I've got are Ange moans. So, yeah, I'll give him, I reckon he's got till February. I'm surprised I didn't wake up this morning to read. I wouldn't, or should I say, I wouldn't be surprised if I woke up this morning and Ange was on the plane back to Australia. Because I said to my wife and my little one, that's what I was expecting this morning. You know, I thought to myself, I can't see any improvement in Spurs in the past 2.5 years. If there's no improvement, what's the fucking point? It's not a rebuild, it's a repeat. It's a financial repeat. You know, and perhaps a lot of the toxic crew are right when they say that this is all for, we don't want to win anything, we just got to be in that top 4 for the money, you know, because after all, the protesting ain't never going to work because of the tourist fans, right? And people don't like, people don't like me saying tourist fans, or I've been blocked off of 2 channels for saying tourist fans, but it's the truth. It's the tourist fans are keeping bums on seats and keeping it all open. Skywalk, the fucking going around the stadium, it's keeping it all ticking over nicely. Because whatever the weather, if 100 people don't go Tottenham, then there'd be another 100 people filling them seats up. You know, and for people like me who's got a CR customer reference number for Tottenham, I can go and get myself a ticket. But when you've got 4 yids in the family, and if one of you wants to go, you all want to go. Right? I can't get 4 together. I can get 1 in the most shittiest seat that you ever did see. While a tourist can go and get 1 in a great seat. You know? Why should I stand at the back? I was here before you, brother, and I'll be here long after you. You know? All this adds up, and it's a terrible state of affairs at Tottenham. It's enough to make you fucking think to yourself, I think I'll go and support Leyton Orient. I think I'll go and do myself a favour. You know? Perhaps I'm lucky enough that I've got other football teams that I like watching as well, that sort of take my mind off it all, you know. Oh mate, it's a terrible state of affairs. This whole terrible state of affairs, and the only thing it helps out all this terrible state of affairs is the toxic mongers and the mongers of fucking the rhetoric and the bullshit, and now Levy's just feeding into them, Ange's just feeding into them, the players feed into it all. They must feed into the toxicity of Spurs, because they're at the ground, and it, you know, toxicity breeds toxicity, doesn't it? But you ain't never going to get this geezer out of the fucking club, this Levy out of the club. This is, the protest should be, put your hand in your pocket, Levy. Put your hand in your pocket, because that's what needs to be dealt. He needs to put his hand in his pocket. That's the reason I won't go to the protest, because they're protesting for Levy out, and it's a waste of time. Total waste of our time. He needs to put his hand in his pocket. I've not even been on my protest channel that I was going to start doing, because I wanted to protest for Levy to put his hand in his pocket. Might go on it today and do a little video. if it's quiet enough. Anyway, 15 minutes is too long. You only ever watch for 8 minutes. I hope you watch the whole lot. Please like and subscribe. I might start just giving a game-by-game analysis and just a reality talk without slandering people. I do enjoy it, though. I do enjoy calling out the fucking nutcases. I'd like them to call me out so I could get more subs and likes. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? You know? Have a good one. Free your mind. Stop watching the same. I've narrowed it down now. I think it's the same 14 creators on the same 8 channels. So, have a good one. Love yous all. And my dog's just farted.